guys, my name's Alice Duncan. I'm one of the captains here at Red Funnel Ferries, where I've been working for nearly 8 years now. I'm here to spend a few minutes talking about what I do and the path that I took to get here, and hopefully give a few ideas to you if a career at sea is something that you might be looking into yourself. When I was at school, there were only two real options given to us by the careers advisor, which were conventional university or the military. For an island nation where we rely on the sea and ships for just about everything that we consume day to day, it actually is quite shocking how few people even know what the Merchant Navy is. I'm glad this seems to be changing in the last few years, and people's eyes are beginning to open to all the great career options that there are out there. Bearing this in mind, I decided to do the university route, and I had my heart set on being a vet and helping animals. It was only after doing some work experience in a vet surgery that I realised that I couldn't cope with all the sad stories, and actually being a vet wasn't for me at all after all. So there I was in the sixth form, back to square one, trying to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life. My dad was in the Merchant Navy as a deck officer with the RFA, and I grew up listening to his stories, which always sounded quite interesting, and I also enjoyed sailing in my spare time. So I thought I'd just look into the options that were involved in that as a career. After finding out about cadetships, I figured it looked like a good deal, getting paid to study and travel the world and coming home with a professional qualification, a degree and a few more stamps in my passport, rather than the mountain of student debt that some of my friends were beginning to accumulate. And it did indeed turn out to be a good decision. There are both A-level and GCSE routes into a cadetship, plus an experienced seafarer route that you can follow for those already in the industry. And the training consists of time at university studying and also gaining practical experience working on board one of your sponsoring company's vessels. During my cadetship I travelled all over the world on all different types of ships, from huge super tankers to old-fashioned square-rigged sailing ships. And a typical trip could see 1 week dodging floating ice in the Baltic, and the next looking out for pirates passing by Somalia, with cargoes ranging from crude oil to, on one trip, a trailer full of giraffes that were bound for a zoo in North Africa. After completing training, you're qualified to keep watch on a ship of any size. There aren't many careers where you can gain that level of responsibility and experience at such a young age. And from then you accumulate more sea time, which qualifies you to take further exams, working up to finally sitting your master's ticket. Unfortunately, upon qualifying for me and accepting a job as a third officer on a tanker, I failed my eyesight test. Life threw another curveball, so I couldn't go on the oil tankers where you have to keep solo watches, and came to Red Funnel, where there's always at least two of us on the bridge due to how busy it is here. With the view that in 6 months or so I'd have the surgery, go back and finish my career on tankers. But that surgery was now 7 years ago and I'm still here. For me, life at Red Funnel combines the best of both worlds of working on board and ashore. The excitement and the variety of working on the water, and also being able to come home to your family and your own bed at night, which is definitely a big bonus. Due to the work-life balance, I've also managed to achieve my goal of helping animals in a way, as over the last few years I've fostered or rescued 4 dogs. Although it seems like going back into the island would be boring after a while, it definitely is far from it. We operate in one of the busiest waterways in the UK, which constantly throw up new, unexpected situations and challenges. And our constant presence on the Solent means we are often the first responders to maritime incidents as well. For example, just earlier this year, one of our crews had to rescue 2 stranded windsurfers who had got into difficulties out at sea. So a typical day for me, that would involve joining the ship early in the morning, having a quick meeting with my crew, discuss the plans for the day, any jobs that need doing, maintenance or emergency drills that need to be done, any special events or weather that might affect us, and making sure everyone is feeling fit for duty. Then myself and the chief officer will go through a start-up checklist, turning on equipment and carrying out safety checks for everything to make sure it's all ready for the day ahead, before we move over to our terminal to take the first load of the day. From there we will do at least 3 or 4 round trips to the island, no doubt dodging plenty of yachts and commercial traffic on the way, before handing over to the next crew and going home. So to finish off, what advice would I give to someone to help them achieve their career goals? I think I'd say with enough hard work and determination, achieving your goals is absolutely possible, whatever they are. But do keep an open mind to the fact that these goals can change and develop over time, and life's path can have many twists and turns, and it's never too late to discover a new passion and change your mind. Even in the maritime industry alone, there's such a range of career options, both deep sea, coastal and ashore, that there's really something for everyone. So thank you for listening, and best of luck with your job hunt for the future.